Hello everyone, my name is Amjad Ali Rayani and it is my honor to kickstart our much awaited, biggest, highest, most popular education and migration info session. And we are starting this session with none other than Cheryl Brennan from Charles Darwin University. She is the Regional Marketing Manager. Very welcome, Cheryl.
Hi, thanks for inviting me. Great to be here with you again and speaking with all of your students today.
Same here, same here. And obviously it is so important to say again that you are the one of the very busiest person because CBU has some of the very hot courses in the market for now and which is selling very quickly, which is very popular in the context of career and PR pathway and growth of the students. So let's start without wasting any further time. So before we go into hot courses or any other discussion, just tell a bit about CDU again.
Sure. So I think that the important thing about CDU is, where we're at, our location and our community. CDU students live and study in an inclusive and growing community where they're known by name. We offer research-intensive quality programs that offer a lot of practical hands-on experience. So our students are really prepared to work for a career in a place where they can really stand out from the crowd. And we are ranked #1 in graduate salary rates and #2 in full-time employment, according to the Good Universities Guide 2020. So we have a great diverse range of programs. We were one of Australia's first dual sector universities. So we have vet programs, we have higher ed programs, we have degrees by research, and we have over 100 different courses and many different pathways to choose from. So we kind of have something for everyone. We are a 3-time winner of the Northern Territory Training Provider of the Year. And I think another really important thing for international students is class size. We have really small class sizes. Our average class size is about 25 students per class. So you get a lot of one-to-one work with your professors and your lecturers. There's plenty of engagement opportunities for students, and certainly I suggest all students to participate in engagement opportunities as much as possible. So there's volunteer programs, there's student trips, you can become an ambassador for the Northern Territory or a CDU ambassador. So plenty of different things to do to get out there, engage with the community. At the moment, we have about 20,000 students and about 2,000 international students. So international makes up about 10% of our student cohort. Those students come from about 60 different nationalities. And our students, of course, they're able to meet people from around the world and across Australia. And that's really an important thing for students undertaking international education. Now, we have plenty of campus locations available. We've got one in Palmerston. That's our vet campus, which is about a 20-minute drive from Darwin. Of course, Darwin is where our main campus is. We also have a waterfront campus in Darwin that's right in the heart of the city. We are building a CDU city campus as well in Darwin. We have a campus in Alice Springs offering commercial cookery for our students. And in Sydney, where I'm speaking to you today, we have a wonderful campus in Haymarket, which is right across the road from Central Station, and we're offering nursing programs here. Bachelor of Nursing, we still have scholarships available, and we have a Master of Nursing pre-reg here in Sydney as well. Going back to Darwin, though, where most of our students go, Darwin is very well known place for its unique tropical environment. A lot of people think, is it going to be hot in Darwin? Yes, it will be hot, but not like you would think. The temperature is usually between 30 and 33 degrees all year round, but there's a wet season and dry season. So during the dry season, the evenings get a little bit cooler and there's a lot less humidity. During the wet season, which is right now, higher humidity, lots of beautiful thunderstorms. I personally love the thunderstorms in Darwin, and I think a lot of people who live there really acclimate to the climate quite well. So of course you got a great sunset. Here in Sydney, you don't get the sunset over the ocean, you get it over the mountains. But you've got that beautiful famous sunset in Darwin, wonderful natural scenery. There's a great diversity of food and art markets, and that's really because the city itself is very multicultural. About a third of the population of Darwin speaks a language other than English in their own home. There's a wonderful Indigenous community there, and so you really get this connection with Australia that you wouldn't get in other cities across Australia. So, you know, when asking students, hey, what are your favorite things about living in Darwin? And they always come back to me with the same response, that it's a friendly, inclusive, and culturally diverse community, that people know them by name, that there's lots of employment opportunities. You know, Darwin is a capital city, so there's a great diversity of businesses and industry across Darwin. There's a really nice, relaxed lifestyle. You don't have to worry about traffic. You don't have to worry about parking. You've also got the fact that you're so close to Asia, you know, the gateway to Asia. And when we get through this COVID situation, it will come to an end. At this point, it doesn't feel like it is, but it will come to an end. And when it does, you know, you're just so close to Asia. So if you're coming from Asia, easy for your family to come and visit them, and for you to even explore Asia should you not be from that location. And of course, they all love that it's a wealth of Indigenous culture. At CDU, learning about Indigenous culture is very much part of all of our programs so that you know how to work in an environment that is truly multicultural. And, you know, just so you know, COVID, I mean, it's been pretty spectacular how the Northern Territory has managed to make their way through this whole COVID situation. I'm looking at the website right now. This information was updated this morning. There's currently one active overseas acquired case. There has not been any local community transmission of COVID-19, not a single case. There has been 100 confirmed cases, but all of those, of course, are from acquired from overseas travelers returning to Northern Territory. Yes, so the situation there is really, life feels pretty normal. And I think that's what a lot of people are kind of going for nowadays, just to live in a place where, you know, they feel safe. Yes, we were the first university. I mean, I'm really proud to say this, and I've been saying it, I'll say it again. We're the first university in Australia to welcome back international students. So we had our first successful chartered flight, came back through in April. Actually, that was in December. And yes, so our students were able to come back into the classroom, and I was there to welcome them all out of quarantine. So we are hoping that we have that next chartered flight available for April. So right now, that's what we're shooting for, April. We're just waiting for the government to approve our chartered flight plan.
That's one of the unique things, and that's really good as well. That's a great news for students, and that's relief for this industry, and that something has started moving. Yeah, for international students. And
absolutely. I think it's not just only good for CDU, I think it's good for the whole country, you know, being able to demonstrate that students can come back to Australia and they can do it safely. Every single one of our students that came back on that flight, everybody got out of quarantine COVID-free. No one had brought in COVID. So it was a really successful project, and we're really proud that it went off as well as it did.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So if I summarize the whole discussion, what I take out is that if you are looking for a small community, but a livable, very lively community, city, and versatility of the courses, then CDU is the right choice.
Absolutely.
This obviously leads to our most important next question, is that what are the employment opportunities in Darwin? Because people say that there's less employment opportunities as compared to the big cities. So what's your say on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because the evidence doesn't show that, you know. In fact, a lot of people seem to show that there is really good employment opportunities. I mean, there has been some research done about this. Now, all of the research that was done prior to COVID happening. That said, if you look at unemployment rates across all the different states, Darwin has not been, well, Northern Territory has not been so badly affected. We have the second lowest unemployment rate of any state or territory in the country. And yes, I think a lot of people, I've just speaking to students and to study NT and to staff, I don't see that there has been a lot of difficulty for students finding work. I mean, particularly during the dry season, which is like the peak tourist season as well. So yeah, that it's been pretty good there. I know that Darwin, the rent prices are going up a little bit in Darwin as compared to like some of the major cities where rent is going down. So it was where it was 30% cheaper in rent in Darwin than in Sydney. But I think that number has changed a little bit. I'm still waiting to see the surveys and the information come out through the government and through Study NT. But I would say that actually employment is pretty good in Darwin, particularly if you're looking at it. It's 160,000 people. It's a small population. So there's a lot less competition for jobs in Darwin. And still there's a lot of demand because it is a capital city. It is the gateway to Asia. And there are a lot of different opportunities for work there. Of course, some places, some career opportunities are greater than others. For example, social work is very easy to find employment there. Working as a psychologist in psychology, it's quite good in the Northern Territory, but if you're looking at other states, it can be a little bit more difficult to find employment there. So yeah, I think, you know, there is pretty good employment opportunities. You are saving, you will save a little when it comes to your cost of living and your when looking at how much you're paid. On average, students earn $24 on weekdays, 26 on Saturday, and 29 on Sunday, and that's average pay rate. So even the average pay rate is higher there than it is in other states and territories.
True, true. Now, with our students as well, we have heard the same feedback that as compared to other regional areas, Darwin is getting more popular now and has more employment opportunities, even for casual jobs as well, as compared to many other regional areas.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it's a wonderful opportunity to go to Darwin now, particularly if you're like wanting to start a business, you know, you want to be an entrepreneur. The community is really growing. It's expected to continue to expand. And, you know, with it being posed as that gateway to Asia, there could be lots of different business opportunities in the territory.
True, true, true. 100% agree. Now, let's talk about a bit of some of the courses, and obviously one of the most hot course or one of the most extremely demanding courses, the Masters of Nursing Practice. It's a very hot topic in the market. Everyone wants to know about it more and more.
Yeah, Master of Nursing Practice pre-registration has been extremely popular. In fact, we filled up all the places so quickly, and then I had to go back and say, can we get some more places? And fortunately, we were able to open up some more places. So goodness, I was very pleased to say College of Nursing found me more places for the Master of Nursing Practice pre-reg program. Now, that program has been super popular because, of course, a lot of people are wanting to change, you know, and going into health industries where there is very, very high demand for nurses across Australia and overseas as well. Basically, as a nurse, you can pretty much live anywhere in the world. And so that has been very popular. You don't have to have a cognate background in terms of your education, right? So, you know, a lot of people have completed, you know, a Bachelor of Accounting. You just have to have a bachelor degree. You also need to meet the English requirements, which is 7.0 IELTS with no bands less than 7. Now, the one thing that we do ask is that students have some sort of work experience. Now, most of the successful applications that have come through to CDU, students have worked for aged care facilities. They've worked as carers. So they've got that demonstrated background that they can say, right, I do have an understanding of what it's like to work in the health industry. And, you know, and it just shows that there's some continuation from what you've done, you know, for work into what you're going to be learning in your professional career.
Sure.
But yeah, that program price is pretty decent too. The fee for that one is $32,850 per year. And as I said, a 2-year program. There's 800 hours of clinical placements. And students qualify as a registered nurse when they complete that program.
That's really great. And obviously the one more good thing is that it's available in Sydney and Darwin, both campuses.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's really popular. That's really one of the demanding courses. And I remember now, if I think back, our Christmas and summer holidays were gone in stress that whether you will bring back this course or not. Yeah, we were so stressed because some of the students left behind, their applications were in running. And then
I know. Oh, it stressed me out too, trust me. But we got there in the end. And we do still have places available in that program. It's first come, first serve. So students that are first to accept their offer will receive a place in that program. And I do want to mention, while we're talking about nursing, that we have a Bachelor of Nursing program as well. That's available in Darwin and that's available in Sydney. And for students that choose to do, excuse me, students that choose to do the Bachelor of Nursing in Sydney, I have a scholarship, the only CDU scholarship left for semester 1, 2021. We have 11 places available now in that scholarship, which is a 20% discount off your first year of course fees if you study in Sydney.
Great. Yeah, that's a very that's, I think, second most important and very popular course in the context of nursing, which is a very demanding field nowadays. And you rightly said that nursing is one of the fields which is the licensing field all around the globe, and you're valued after doing this all around the world without any further requirements, which makes it a lot more popular course.
Oh, absolutely. Now that Bachelor of Nursing, the fee for that one is $32,320 per year. Again, 800 hours of clinical placements. You do need 7 IELTS overall and in all bands, or PTEA or TOEFL IBT equivalent. And it's a 3-year program. Now, if you've completed a diploma of nursing in Australia and you've already got your EN registration, then you will receive 1 year of credit into that program. So if you've already done your diploma of nursing in Australia, you'll do a 2-year Bachelor of Nursing program rather than 3.
That's also really great.
Oh, one other thing, this is really important to note. We only have 1 intake for this program this year. So for anyone who's submitted an application or thinking about studying this, they need to submit right away. Because the fact is that there will be no July intake. So the next available intake for the Bachelor of Nursing, other than right now, that will start in the 1st of March, would be next February 2022.
Out of all the news, that's the only saddest part.
I know. Sorry.
That's fine. Now let's talk about some of the other hot courses which are very popular in CDU.
Yeah, well, I would say probably the next hottest course would be engineering. Engineering, we're recognized under the Washington Accord and under Engineers Australia, so you get this fully accredited program. We have a 3-year and 4-year bachelor degree programs available and a 2-year Master of Engineering program. So students can qualify to major in civil and structural, electrical and electronics, or mechanical. 95% of our graduates find employment through their CDU engineering program. So we're #1 in Australia for employment outcomes for engineers. And our program fees, you're looking at $33,480 per year for the bachelor and $34,680 for the master. I think the next popular program from there would be information technology. We have a very wide range of information technology programs, and we're ranked #2 in employment and starting salaries across Australia. So we got a very wide range of 3- and 4-year bachelor degree programs. We've got Bachelor of Computer Science, Bachelor of IT, Bachelor of Software Engineering, which is a 4-year honors degree. All of the bachelor level and actually master level programs are 29,616 per year. We also have Master of IT and Cybersecurity, or Information Systems and Data Management, or Software Engineering, and we also have a Master of Data Science. So you don't have to have, if you're going into the Master of IT, you can come from any background. You don't have to have a cognate background to go into IT programs. I would say also education is very popular for CDU. We are ranked #2 for graduates, for teacher starting salaries, and 96% of our undergrad CDU students find employment. So very good employment and pay in the territory. We've got a Bachelor of Education, and we have a Master of Teaching program accredited by the Australian Institute for Teaching and School Leadership and the Teacher Registration Board of Northern Territory. Our 4-year Bachelor of Education degree offers majors in early childhood, primary, or secondary. And our program fees are pretty reasonable at $26,712 per year. That Master of Teaching program is a 2-year program, majors in early childhood, primary, and secondary, and the fees are $38,104 per year. And then finally, social work. I love talking about social work because there is really great employment opportunities in social work. CDU is ranked in the top 10 for social work starting salaries. Bachelor and Master of Social Work programs are accredited under the Australian Association for Social Workers. As I mentioned, great employment. The Bachelor Social Work is a 4-year degree program, and the fee is $25,832 per year. And we have a Master Social Work 2-year program, so that's a Master Social Work qualifying. So you don't have to come from a cognate background, but there is a requirement for 8 units of behavioral or social sciences to qualify for that program. You'll also need to have an IELTS academic IELTS of 7 overall and in all bands for that program. So I think that those, and I mean, of course, business, accounting always continue to be very popular as well. And we have a great business campus for our students at the waterfront facility.
I agree, and also I feel for Darwin, most of the courses gets very popular based on the choice of the student because of the new 485 longer period plus 4. You can get up to 4 years of 485, which is a great relief when you want to gain some experience in Australia before going back or want to look for PR options and all those things. That is a very good added advantage as well. Yeah. So now next thing and the most important thing, which after the course selection, the next question which the student asks is about the scholarships.
Yes, so I was looking at the scholarships earlier. Pretty much all of our scholarships have closed for semester 1, 2021. So there is only one scholarship left, and that's Destination Australia. That's a government scholarship. So, you know, students will need to go into the website, have a look at the Destination Australia. That's really probably going to be awarded for students who are already onshore and will be moving to the territory. We do have a range of CDU scholarships. Now, I mentioned we have one scholarship available for CDU, and that's the Bachelor of Nursing for Sydney campus, commencing in S1 2021. So that scholarship is available, but note that that is not deferrable either. So if you don't commence in S1 2021 in Sydney, you will lose the scholarship. Our normal scholarships that we run and we'll be running for semester 2, 2021, where in fact, I believe 3 of them are open for semester 2 applications. That's the Vice Chancellor's International High Achiever Scholarship, which is between a 25% or 50% tuition fee scholarship for international students who have a record of academic excellence and high achievement. So you need to be between the 85 to 100 percentile score on application. You do need to apply for that through our online web form. No referee reports are required. Now, we also have a Global Excellence Award, and that one is for applicants that have an 80 to 100 percentile score on their overall, so that's their overall average on their last completed qualification. And that is a tuition fee scholarship for the full duration of an undergraduate or postgraduate coursework degree. That covers 50%. 50% for the first year and 10% for each ongoing year. Again, an online web form is required. And the final one that we have is our Global Leader Award. So applicants need to have between 70 to 100 percentile score on application. This tuition fee scholarship covers the first year, 25% decrease, followed by 10% ongoing. And again, there's an online web form available. For that, that nursing, the nursing in Sydney, the Bachelor of Nursing scholarship, you do not need to apply. So you'll receive that scholarship basically automatically on meeting the requirements for the program when you apply.
That's really good. And I really like this new web form for the scholarship, which is very simple and very easy to apply. That's
absolutely.
That's really
me too.
yeah. And also the whole criteria and everything is very well defined, and it's so easy to understand the scholarship requirements now.
Fantastic. Yes, it is. It's all bullet points. Very easy for you to understand how to keep your scholarships. You do have to maintain a certain grade point average in order to maintain your scholarship.
How to apply, what needs to be submitted, everything is very well detailed described there. So that's a really wonderful website.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Cheryl, for your time, and thank you very much all who are watching us. Cheryl is always very detailed, have answered most of all of our questions. If anyone have any other questions, please feel free to contact and we'll check with Cheryl, or you can check with us as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys stay safe.
Thank you.